just talk. I always say that. I say this every single time that I have to talk for a few minutes before I actually am live, and I don't know when it's going to start. And so instead of thinking about something clever that many people won't hear, instead I just say the same thing. I cut myself actually right before we started, and that stinks a little bit. Probably nobody will know that. Okay. So today I thought I would draw some, uh, hang on, there's volume, and I hate to hear myself. There we go. Some like ballet animals. I've been watching a lot of musicals. We watched Anything Goes, which is a musical I did in high school, and now we're doing it. We watched it, my wife and I, Oddfoot and I, and now we're watching Gypsy, and that's cool. So I thought I would do like a ballet mouse and see where that goes. Um, I thought it'd be cool to do any kind of, hey, Birdman, what's up? I was just cutting the holder for my eraser so I have more eraser to work with. Oh, I should use a slip sheet also. I haven't been streaming, so I'm a little behind. I've been working on other things, some shorts, some other illustrations, and just trying to like get my house in order. Okay. There we go. So there's a lot of different like ballet costumes, right? So I was trying to choose between a couple different classic ones. And then I don't usually clothe animals. Hi, Outfoot, welcome. I was just talking about you. So I don't really, this is not something I've thought a lot about. Like a lot of the times, giving the animals a prop or a hat or like that kind of thing, I have thought about, but clothing them, I have not. And so I'm interested to see how this will go. I think we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I've been watching TV. I have not watched TV in a long time. Like I've watched a couple of TV shows here and there, but I've not like watched a new television show in quite a while. And so I started watching Ponies. Olivia Clarke, who was Daenerys on Game of Thrones and has done a few other good things. She got a brain tumor. She didn't talk about it until after Game of Thrones, but ooh, yeah, yeah. The jump like the Jesus lizards? No, the jumping lizards. Hang on, I'm gonna look that up. I'm trying to remember. That's a great jumping. That's a great call out though. I'm stoked. Okay. Do an ear there, an ear here. Move her face up here. And I draw them pretty well on stream so far, but I have had a lot of hard times with mouse heads before, like drawing like I guess it's just like the shape of their snout or something. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's the next one. I'm gonna give her ballet shoes so I don't have to draw her mouse feet. Some point shoes, I mean, so I don't have to draw her mouse feet. I guess we could do ballet flats. Now let's just do point shoes. I think she's coming together. I was afraid. So I have so much art to do, but I haven't been doing like work on stream. I've just been doing these other drawings, which turn out great, and I use them for different things anyway. So it turns into like work that I can use. Like those space animals, I'm going to definitely make those into stickers. I could probably do a whole nother stream of space animals, actually. They were really fun and I really liked them. So maybe I'll do something with that. Okay. Okay, jumping lizards. Hey, it auto-corrected to jumping lizards twice, and I don't know if there's something wrong with my autocorrect. Does it think jumping is a word? I'm very confused. Oh man, yeah. I was just going to complain about autocorrect, but we all know how bad autocorrect is. Hang on. There we go. Okay, I'm looking up the jumping lizards right now so I can see what they are. And that'll be our next drawing. Jumping lizards in a tutu with jazz shoes. Sounds pretty great. Oh yeah, hey everybody. You are the real ones. This is genuine. You were the genuine real ones. I'm going to do some pink. I don't have baby pink, which is funny because I always am drawing baby pink things. But I'm going to just do this like magenta lightly. Okay. Oh yeah, if you like the video, that would really be helpful. It means a lot. No pressure, you know. I don't want you to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. Subscribing is also really helpful. Um, okay. I'm like, I want to nail down like exactly what the top of her head here looks like. Let's give her a big bow, I think. I think that'll really sell it. Like a hair bow. Haribo. Yeah, so we're watching the musical Gypsy, and like in it, I've not seen it before, which is kind of funny because I've watched a lot of musicals over my life. And but in it, one of the characters is like made to dress up as a young cutesy girl. No, that sounds awesome. What is this? At mice? Rats trying to find a girl on a steamboat in a swamp, being held hostage. So the girl is being held hostage in order for her hostage takers to find a specific gem, and some rats go and rescue her, like Rescuers Down Under, or um, what's another? Just the Rescuer. There's a couple Rescuers movies, and that's like the Great Mouse Detective, and is is it Narnia? Not Narnia. Nim, The Rats of Nim is another one, but I don't think that has that going on in it. Okay. I think we might have to adjust where her head is. Let's figure this out because it's giving me bad vibes. I just want to make sure I get it right. Okay, that'll be the side of her head. That'll be the front of her head. That's where the snout will be. The snout gets smaller. Okay, her snout, I think, is in the right place. Maybe it's too long. Yes. There it is. Okay. I'm not looking at reference. I gave up looking at reference photos of mice. Um, because like I'm trying to get them to do completely unhuman things. Okay, yeah, the rescuers. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I mean, completely on mouse-like things. I haven't seen that movie since I was a young. Okay. So, okay, I see these jumping lizards. I think it is, there's Jesus lizards, which are very similar. They look similar, so we can do one of those. Okay. So I'm looking at some ballet costumes here. We'll do this top part, a darker pink. I don't have a thin white marker. I have like a thick one. I wish I had a thin one so I could do like little details. Maybe that's something I will look into buying. I've seen there's a fashion YouTuber I follow and they have like a really nice one. Maybe I'll look into see what they've probably mentioned what it is, so I'll look into that. It's really nice. There's okay. Let's get this a little bit more cleaned up and looking right. We'll do some like frill on the sleeves here. We'll do a little bit more red in this like corset part. Yeah, I would really benefit today from a nice white ink marker. We'll add a little shadow under here. So I had on old VHS when I was growing up, Rescuers Down Under. So that's the Rescuers I always saw. And I didn't know for a very long time that it was like a sequel to The Rescuers. I just thought it was like its own thing. Okay. Where's my sharpener? Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to need when I sit down to do the stream. And then I'm like all over the place trying to find stuff. Ooh, which is from the old cartoon? Oh, I don't know. So this is just a ballet mouse. I'm sure there have been ballet mouse mice in cartoons, but this was not inspired by any specific cartoon. I've just been watching Gypsy, and there's like June, I think is her name, and her mom like makes her dress up as like a young woman, like a girl, like a young girl, because like I guess it's more impressive if she's 10 and doing all this stuff. And Gypsy really, I don't know if that's who Gypsy is, but June really hates that. No spoilers. I haven't seen the end. Okay. Ooh, I love making things in Minecraft. I had Minecraft. I still do. Um, gosh, maybe a giant something to do for Valentine's Day, like a big heart. I've done that. You could do an anatomical heart. That seems fun. I've never done that. Yeah, those are my only two ideas. Okay, I want this better pencil here. I have two browns. I have this darker brown, and I have like a redder brown. Oh, no, oh, here it is. I think this redder brown might work for, yeah, the last big thing I did in Minecraft was a Christmas tree. I haven't played in quite a while, but I did a big Christmas tree when I was playing on a server with my friends, and I put the tree in the like off to the side, but it could be seen from the whole village, and it was cute. It was fun. I think our city has been doing like, oh, Angelina Ballerina. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've seen those books. All right. I really love this eraser. It's run out of eraser, see? Oops, it's at its end. I need to get this closer to my face to see what's going on. This is one of those things. So I will very often redraw an animal's face like 2 or 3 times while I'm recording, and then I will go back and look at it and be like, it was fine the first time. And I just get so like, I don't know, I get so nervous that I'm messing it up that then I end up messing it up, you know? Okay. Yeah, I think there's like a concert going on or something. I hear people being singy outside. I think we'll do her eye a little violet. I think that could be nice. All right. Some baby pink ballerina shoes. I'll push this back up a little. I'm excited for the lizard. We'll get on that. I think I'm pretty happy with the. I have to take a stop because I'm gonna redo the face again if I don't walk away from this ballerina for a minute. And I'm not even sure if I need to redo the face. So we'll come back to this ballerina. We'll either redo the face or we won't, and we will do some ink on her probably. Give her a tattoo. No, outlines. All right, we'll sketch up some jumping lizards. Man, I just threw my paintbrush. Oh man, I couldn't use this. Dang, it's like all the way behind my desk. gonna put her up here. I don't know if you guys can still see her, but I'll put her there. Let's see, can I get that paintbrush? No. No, not really. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple different leaping lizards, but they all look very similar, I think. So here we go. Okay. Lizard head, kind of sharp like that. Neck, almost non-existent. Arm is going to come out from right here. Ah, the almighty papyrus. Welcome. You have beaten reeds. Man, we made papyrus. Local, made out of local materials when I was growing up. And it was hard to write on, but we could write on it. And it was very dang cool. I was happy to have made it. We now make paper. Oddfud and I, mostly Oddfud. Um, we have homemade paper that we make. That's pretty freaking great. Like, you have to make it in all different, well, you don't have to. We make it in all different styles for different purposes. So we have some that's like really fine and really smooth that you can like run through a printer, which is really unusual for homemade recycled paper. And we have some that like is really rough, but still has a really nice texture. So you can use it for like watercolor or other art, which is awesome. And then we have some that's like decorative and in all sorts of little like inclusions and stuff like that. And that's my favorite. It's beautiful. It's like it's a piece of art by itself almost. Um, I'm gonna make the head a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. I think what I've done at first was kind of in um, scale, but this isn't a real, it's not going to be an accurate lizard. Like a biologist isn't going to be like, oh, that's this lizard. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. They'll be like, oh, that's this lizard, but you messed up this part. When we do the craft fairs, we sell our illustration. I sell my illustrations, and Oddfoot sells her homemade paper, and she does junk journals, which is really great. And but we have people stop us and ask us, like, they'll recognize the animals and they will. So we've had people who are primatologists stop and like check out some of my illustrations and buy them to send to their primatologist friends, and it's really neat to have like experts be like, "Oh, this is great. I'll take it." All right. Like I'm trying to place the eye someplace where I like it, but is also sort of accurate to a lizard. I think that's, I think that'll do. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so we're gonna throw a tutu on. Really lovely. I think tutus they're hard to draw, but I like them a lot. I like to draw them a lot too. I think as I've gotten better and better illustrating, how I draw tutus has changed significantly, even though like it feels like such a simple thing. And there's like a lot of tricks. I still use almost all the tricks. But do I have a napkin? Yeah. But I think it's fun to like there's so much when you're drawing the same things over and over again, it can be really fun to see how different you do it as like a way to see how much better you've gotten, or even just like maybe you're not better, but you've learned more. You've learned different things. And so you like are making different choices. Like I said, not necessarily better choices, but different choices, and that can also be fun. Okay. So we'll take some of these peaks and we will run them in towards the center. And it doesn't have to be, give it a little waistband. It doesn't have to be like perfectly straight. In fact, a tutu rarely is perfectly straight across. So by giving it some variation, even having the back be a little bit higher, that can make it look a lot more realistic. We'll get it smaller on the edges because it's moving away from us, but not a huge amount because the distance isn't very great. Okay, I'm liking that. This is a good rough sketch for that, and we will get in there and do some more. What is, you said jazz shoe? Is that like a soft shoe? That's what I'm thinking. Like almost like a tap shoe with like a leather instead of the, yeah, like a soft shoe. Yeah. Okay. Also Oxfords, which is what I usually wear. Cool. Yeah, let's give them a jazz shoe. I'm pretty excited. Oh man, I really like animals wearing human clothes. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's because I grew up really liking Frog and Toad. I think that could possibly be it. But there's just something about it. I think like when you look back historically, there's lots of cultures over the last however many years have had um, animals wearing human clothes, like for Valentine's Day. That used to be a classic card, like a sparrow. I gave him socks. I don't know what I was thinking. Her, him, them. I gave them socks. Yeah, let's sharpen up these toes. I think that'll make the jazz shoe more jazzy. There we go. So is it Tebekli Tepe, which is a historical archaeological site in Turkey? It's one of the oldest settlements that we know of, human settlements. And okay, so for the arms, I feel like I'm gonna do like leaping arms. So the lizard just has its arms out in front of it. because it has to land. But for our purposes, we'll do one arm kind of extended back, lizard claw, and one arm sort of extended forward, lizard claw. Okay, I like that. Lizard claws, pretty funny. Okay, for the extended back one, I think we'll do the lizard claw kind of more from the side instead of, there we go. Okay, I think this is good. Let's add some color, see where this takes us. We can continue to make some changes, but I'm going to move the tail down so it kind of doesn't get in the way of the tutu. Just kind of goes up underneath. Okay. Let's see. Again, I think I'm going to do pink for the tutu, but let's try the pink from red instead of from the magenta. Just because I think it'll be a fun change. Yeah, I've been really enjoying doing these colored pencils. I have basically not used colored pencils except for like in school and on live stream. Like there are some long videos I did where I was messing around with colored pencils also, but I feel like the majority of colored pencil work I've done at all have all been on video. Okay. I think we need to do something with this upper part. I think we need something more going on. Like we could do maybe a bodysuit. Let's see. Maybe we have to turn their head so they're kind of like looking forward a little bit. Yeah. I'm just not loving what's going on up here. I like down here a lot. Man. There was a friend of mine whose little brother took home like the class iguana, which like, bro, why does your class have an iguana? And it wasn't even his class. This is what I thought was so funny. It was his previous class. So like he graduated from whatever grade he was in. He didn't graduate. He matriculated from whatever grade he was in. And then he was going to be in like the next grade. Let's say, I don't know, but let's say he graduated from 5th grade and he was moving into 6th grade, and his fifth grade class had an iguana, and then he took it home for the summer. And like, bro, he should have not been taking home any animals. That was not he did not have a good home for animals. Anyway, the iguana lost its tail. And I guess it fell off. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. Okay. I think let's do kind of the same. Let's do like a bodysuit. I'm going to do both of their arms behind them, which I think doesn't really work for lizards, but this is where we are. This is the world we live in. And for the head, I'm going to have it kind of be pointed just slightly forward instead of straight up. Man, this lizard looks so angry no matter how. I think lizards just kind of look inhuman and angry whenever you draw them. Maybe we'll give them a little makeup. We'll give them a bow. Ooh, we'll do like a flower, a big flower in their hair. Like one of these. Two of them. Little tongue. Little lizard tongue. Okay, I'm starting to like it. It took a minute. I give a gentle green over this, and then we'll come in with some yellows and some browns, and we'll lizard the skin out a little. But we'll get a base coat. I'm gonna get rid of these socks because I think they'd be wearing tights. Or a leotard. Let's be more realistic. Okay. I think again, red pink for the flowers. The tongue. And I think a little bit of yellow for the eye. I'm going to have to sharpen this up. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's fine. And I'm going to come in with some yellow for some of the lizard, especially the underside or the front or whatever it will be. Okay. Give it a little depth there. And then I have a couple of other greens. So we'll come in with one of those. I have this green, which I think is like very Ninja Turtle-y, but I think it'll help like fill in the center and give like a more yellowy, more balanced green. This other green I've done is very blue. I just don't feel like it's very lizardy. This one I feel like is really coming in nice. No, Macy, The Outsiders. No, is it good? Should I put it on my list? I keep a list of things to check out on Post-its. I will check it out. Oh, cool. Maybe I have seen it, but I will look it up. I watched a lot of movies as a kid that I just don't remember. So it'd be neat to check it out. Thanks for the thanks for the info. Man, I they were playing like some song outside and now it's stuck in my head and I don't even really know what the song is. I just have bam, 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 bam. They're playing another song, so I'll try to listen to that instead. I don't dislike drawing people. It it takes me more than one it takes me a little while to draw people. Um, and I feel like animals I can usually draw, well, this is a pretty interesting animal because it's doing human things. But animals I usually can draw pretty much right away. And I feel like people, they just take me a couple of shots and a lot more planning and it's not as interesting for hey Nezuko boy. I don't think it's as interesting for live streams. So I don't like to draw people on live streams. But like I'll draw cartoon characters and stuff. A lot of those are people. And I'll draw some fashion illustration people. I don't mind those. I think that's fun. So yeah, I don't mind it, but uh yeah. I have a distinct style of person that I kind of like to draw, which is like I don't know, I call them like weird people. We can draw one. We'll draw one now. That I won't mind drawing. But it's like a very stylized um type of person. And I've been kind of drawing those since I was a little kid. Oh, is that Oddfoot saying hi? Hi, Oddfoot. It's so funny. So if I look at the chat on this one tablet, which is a just a tablet we have that I can use to look at it's like an old Amazon Fire that doesn't really do anything else anymore. It has a couple of games on it and I can look at YouTube. It when somebody says hi using the like say hi button on YouTube, it I can't see it. It's just an empty text field. If I highlight the message, it'll show me what they said. It'll just said hi. But otherwise it's just like white on white. So I can't see what's going on. That doesn't that's uninteresting maybe. Okay. Gotta turn my whole body to get these lines right. There we go. Oh, yes. That makes sense. Ooh, I was holding my breath. That's funny. Yeah, here's another time I could really use like a small white marker, paint marker. I guess like a gel pen maybe. Hmm. I know I had one, but it didn't work. So I've tried to get these before. This isn't like a new idea. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hang on. Maybe I have it right here. The problem is we moved. Ow! I've stabbed myself twice just now, like before I started, and just now. No, it's not in here. It's not with my stuff. No. Oh yeah, head to head on the white gel pens. That. Mm-hmm.
That one's mine.
I have just been given a white gel pen from the audience. Now I have to use it. Now I have to make good on my complaining. Okay. I'm gonna come in and give a little bit of texture and shading with the brown, this like red brown I have. I call this red or yellow brown because it's very yellow. That was dumb. Okay. What was I saying would be, oh yeah, let's use it on this one. Oh yeah, a raccoon next? That sounds great. I don't have a, is this working? Nope. Uh, oh my gosh. The raccoon dancing Bollywood. Is there a trick to getting this gel pen to fire? All right. I don't want to just be doing a gel pen, trying to get this gel pen to work. We tried. I don't even see where my paint pen is, which I use all the time. Okay, okay. So we could do this maybe. We'll take the paint pen. We'll get some paint out. No. I was gonna say we could like, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. Yeah, this it's clumpy. We had like a white Sharpie that worked surprisingly well. Okay. It's not for today. Yeah, let's do a raccoon. I'm excited. I like drawing raccoons. All right. I think the mouse is great. The lizard's all right. And this raccoon's gonna be the bomb. Okay. Okay. Raccoon, 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 raccoon. Raccoons are cool. I grew up in a place that had raccoons just like hanging out all the time. And actually, I moved to Seattle for a season, like 6 months, a little bit more than 6 months, maybe a little bit less. Anyway, I moved to Seattle and I lived in an apartment building, and the apartment building had a pool, but it was closed. No, sorry, it was the next door had a pool. And it was one night I hear people playing in the pool, and I'm like, what the heck? And I go out on the balcony and I look down. Oh yeah, a panda doing ballet sounds really good. How long have I been going? No, maybe this time. Okay, raccoon. Maybe I should look up a quick. You know, I say to people that they should always do this, and then I don't always do it, so I'm gonna do it. I say you should always look up a reference image. There's no, like, with the internet being so easy, and like um there's no reason not to. Like, of course you might not need to, and that's great, but you can also just do it. Anyway, so I look down off the balcony and there is a family of raccoons, like 8 to 15. It was hard to tell how many. Um, just playing in the pool, like taking turns, jumping in, pushing each other in, just like really going at it. And it was so cool to see them do that. Okay. I forget the thing about raccoons that I isn't for me is important to remember is their faces are so wide. Their faces are wide, their ears are like that, which I don't know what shape that is, but it's a shape. And then this is where I always fall down with raccoons is getting their like bandit's mask to look right. I think it can be really hard to get the bandit's mask to look right. So what I try to do is like kind of like that. And I try to sketch it in early so I can see what's going on. I think that works. But yeah, if you've ever seen raccoons, they look like and act like little people. It's really funny. I'm going to move the nose down just a bit. I think I'm going to do this panda in like a sort of classic jazz attire. Maybe I'll look up a Bollywood reference and see if I want to do that. Okay. I'm going to do like butt, tail, arm connections, legs. Okay. We got the basic raccoon shape going on here. So let's see. Bollywood or jazz? So there's this guy. He is one of the most successful music artists in Bollywood, I guess in that music industry. And he always has these music videos, and there's always like beautiful women, sometimes dozens of beautiful women in these music videos. And he was told, like his critics were like, you're not talented. Your music video only gets played. Your music is only popular because you put these beautiful women in your music videos, and that's the only reason anyone watches. And so he did his next music video, and he danced every single part. And by doing that, he showed, and it was still very popular. And so he proved them wrong. And it's such a cool, like, I'm doing Bollywood. It's such a cool victory on his part because it became his most popular song. And so his critics had to eat crow. But who knows? They probably didn't. They were probably just like, well, it's because you're a beautiful woman or whatever. You know how people are. They double down, they triple down, they're jerks. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. It's not going to be like, you're not going to suddenly get better when you get proven wrong. Oh, all my erasers are going dead. Oh man. Okay. All my erasers are dead. I need to find a replacement. Uh Here we go, here we go. I got refills. I'll refill these both. I just put it in for the front. Can you put it in through the back? Yeah. It's the same. How to refill a mono whatever eraser. What is it? Mono 0.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 3.8 millimeter. Okay. All right, we're gonna get this leg out front because a lot of these Bollywood outfits, costumes. It's hard to say. I don't want to say costume because I don't want it to be like that can have a weird meaning. But like in theater or in television or movies, it is in fact a costume. So it's a costume. It's a costume. All right, that's enough. You don't have to think about it this hard, Chris. Okay. I'm liking this. And then they have the like, oh my gosh, stop beeping. The like jingly jangly belts. I do not know what they're called. If somebody does, I'd appreciate more information. Okay, that'll be a lot of detail, so let's sketch in a couple right now and we'll come back and do more detail on that later. Okay. I'm going to do like a sash sort of deal. And then we're going to do like a sort of tiny tank top bra kind of thing. Okay. Arms will come out from there and there. All right. You're doing good, raccoon. Keep up the good work. Okay. Keep holding my breath. It's funny. I'm still doing it. Okay, we'll get the hand. Actually, that's pretty good. Let's make it go pointing down. So thumb, and then fingies. There we go. And then this one, we'll do the classic. I feel like we've all seen this pose for Bollywood. It's sort of. All right. Now I don't know. We'll do a little fringe on the bottom of this also. A lot of fringe, a lot of costume work, but that's okay. And this will be kind of also a little bit decorative. Now I don't know. Like, we'll do a tie like that. Okay. I want to add a something Bollywood, something Indian, Hindi, maybe to the tail of the raccoon, but I don't know what it would be. So I think as of right now, I'm going to leave it empty. Okay, bell anklets, like on the tail, you're saying that would be cool. Like, and then it's like a bunch of bells. Yeah, let's do that. We'll bring the fur in just a little bit. I'm just going to redraw it real quick so we can see that it's really on there. I'll hang some bells off. And then there's the dark part of a raccoon's tail, the rings. Okay, we're getting there. This is a good suggestion. Thank you for suggesting the raccoon. Oddfud, thank you for suggesting Bollywood. Oh, look, we have the raccoon's ankled out too. So we can even do a bell anklet. Okay, I think it's time to get some sort of basic color going in. I want to make them look happy, but also determined. I don't know. So, like in most American dance, right, you're supposed to have a big, dumb smile on your face all the time. I say dumb. I mean, like, I kind of mean dumb, but not in a derogatory way. When I want a creature to look happy, but I don't want them to be smiling outright, I try to do a pretty straight, although not completely straight mouth with just like the corners upturned a little bit. And I think that's worked here. Okay. This is kind of the same ears as a panda. The red panda looks a lot like a raccoon. Are they different animals? I mean, I don't know why I said that. Of course they're different animals. Do they look like that for any reason, or is it just coincidence, is what I'm trying to say? You all right, Doc?
Yeah, I'm making brownies.
Nice. Oh, thanks. Oh, you found it?
Yeah,
Where was it?
under the oven.
Oh my God. Yep, checks out. All right. Let's get some color in here. I don't have, oh no, I do. Okay. Whoops, that's good. We'll get some red. I'll use this yellow and I'll use a little bit of orange for some like gold coloration. We'll get this orange out here. Yeah, this orange is pretty good already. Okay. Yeah, let's get in there. Okay. So first things first, the main color of this costume is red. So we're going to come in here and get this colored red. Actually, hang on. Let me erase some of my guidelines I missed. Some guidelines, 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 guidelines. Guidelines, guidelines, guidelines. Whoa, I missed all of them in that arm. Okay. Boom. Now I'll come in here with some red, 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 red. I just found out that I'm going to have brownies when this stream is done, which might mean I end the stream early because I'm hungry for brownies. But, oh, Oddfoot, if you can hear me, we have instant espresso powder if you want to make espresso brownies. I don't see why one wouldn't want to make espresso brownies. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this uncolored, this section here, because I want to make sure I get the gold in there, and the gold is not going to really go over the red very well. So I'm gonna leave it left. And then here I'm going to be careful not to color on the edges where I've trimmed it with like a gold fringe, a gold fringe. And we're just going to build this up. We're going to kind of go back and forth and build this up a little bit one way, a little bit the other. So we're going to do this, like we'll do red, and then we'll do yellow, and then we'll do red, etc., etc. We'll go back and forth. That's one of my favorite things about illustrating, is how, like, you start and it's a couple of circles and a little bit of here and a little bit of there. And then you just kind of keep adding. Um, just kind of keep adding to it just a little bit at a time. And then eventually it's like a whole thing. I don't know. I really love that. It feels, I've said this a lot. I don't know if I've said it on stream. I bet you I have. But like, I think art, and for me, illustration particularly, is like a magic trick. Like, you start with nothing and you end up like making somebody see something that isn't there. You know, like, how neat is that? Okay, let's do some actual detail bells here now. Jingly, what did I call them? Jingly jinglies. Okay, for that one, I will do this one. I'll do this one. And I'll do this one. A few of them are, all of them are kind of too much straight across, so I'm going to do this last one sort of crookedy. Okay, and then I'm going to add, they're not just strings, they have whole, they exist as whole things. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to do the yellow first. Jingly, jangly, jingly, jangly. Okay, now going up. This is probably like a really long. I know, I'm pretty sure these are meant to jingle against each other, and that's part of it. I'm going to use this red directly on here and let these ones be like differentiated by their intensity. And then I don't have to do like a careful pattern or something, which is what I might have done in the past. But by giving it this like sort of ruffle, we can kind of hint at a particular pattern or something like that. And we can separate it out from the skirts. Have it be its own unique thing. Okay. Now, there is still skirts behind that, so I am going to come in and sort of color over everything and get these skirts going on. What's this? I think I just didn't go all the way to the edge here. I kind of wasn't fully aware. All right. It's okay. Looking good. Barely even an inconvenience. Now for the gold, the goldiness of it. Oh, you know what? I thought of this the other day. Instead of using the orange to make it goldier, I was thinking about using this like yellowy reddy brown and just kind of like tapping it on there. Because this kind of has some orange in it. I think this is nice. I think this is working. Yeah, I think this is better than a little bit of orange. So this is great. Man, I was driving the other day. I don't like driving. I didn't drive for like 10 years and I much preferred not driving. But I was driving the other day and we have a lot of one-way streets in our city. And so I was turning left from a one-way street onto a one-way street. And a guy was coming the wrong way down the one-way street I was turning onto, and he was trying to go the wrong way down the one-way street I was on. And I was like, no, I was shaking my head. I was like, you can't, that's not how this works. Like, no. And he just like drove around me. It was it was a bizarre experience. Would not recommend. I think this brown really does just like the light touch of the brown really makes this much goldier. Okay. I'm gonna, this is a knot from this sash. So it also has a little bit of gold. Okay. And then let's, not orange, red. Let's kind of get the folding correct. I'm going to darken the stuff that's behind. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and for the skirts, I'm going to really give it full coverage now. Hang on. Okay. I like this lighter red. I'm not trying to do like a really dark, really saturated red, but I do want this to be even and I want it to be on there. Like, I don't want it to look like we were just hinting at color. Okay. I said even, and I am going to kind of hit the folds a little bit. The frills, the folds. I'm going to do that just a little bit more saturated, a little bit darker. Okay. And then we're going to do the same up here, but without the folds. And we will come in and do some shading on some of this, but I think it's time to do the raccoon. Man, the people who left early really missed out. But everyone can check this out. Video on demand. I put it up usually tomorrow. And I'll probably cut out some of these. I've been trying to remember to cut these out um, and put them up as shorts. Because they're good and I like drawing and I like everyone seeing my drawings. So we're going to do, even though raccoons I feel like are more salt and pepper, more like black and gray, we're going to do this like neutralier brown. And then we'll come in with a black. If I can find it. Where's my black? Oh, here it is. And we're gonna add some gray. Now we'll add some gray by using the black lightly, but we'll also use it as a way to add some fur texture. And I think it does both very nicely. And really makes me think, really like sells me the raccoon vibe for the fur. We'll also use it where the raccoon is darker, has the black, like the rings and the mask. I'm struggling on this arm for some reason. All right, and then just down here, I want to make sure you can tell this is fur. All right. Looking good, raccoon. Looking good. I'm gonna fix your mask is a little wonko. Okay. I think for this guy, let's get some ink out. I think this one is gonna benefit more from the ink than maybe anything else that we've done today. Uh, Yep. Okay. I should start from the top left and work my way down because I am right-handed and I'm going to be drawing leaning on the left side or the right side. Anyway, I won't smudge it is the takeaway. I've been trying hard and I've been succeeding, I think, to do the ink. So basically I used to do this and I would ink every pencil line as close as possible, which can look good, especially if you're doing like a cartoon or something like that, and you're not going to have any pencils at all in the final product. But I mostly leave the pencils in now. So it doesn't really make as much sense. So now I try to kind of loosely ink and leave some of the pencils and the texture and stuff to its own devices. And I like it. I think it, to me, it feels more like a classic storybook illustration than my stuff used to. It feels less modern, which I often like. Okay. And I think this is an interesting one. I'm just gonna do the bells here, I think, or the jinglies. I don't want them to be fully outlined. I want them to be like I'm doing them here, like differentiated by the ink and set aside and made to look like they're there. Oh man, look, I missed a bunch of red back here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Today, like, there's such loud music outside. I don't know, like, someone's sitting in the parking lot blasting music, or if there's like sometimes there's like a vent down the block, and that can be pretty loud. But usually then you hear people too, and I don't hear any people. I just hear this music. Okay. Okay, I think I like what we've done here. I wasn't going to kind of outline the thing the bells are attached to, but I've decided to. I think it needs it. I'm doing it lightly, not continuously. Okay. And we can come back in there with a little red or whatever it needs to in order to um, finish it off. I think it's interesting. I think like To me, it feels like inking is sometimes the most, not the most important, but sort of the hardest part. Well, it's certainly, there's no correcting ink. That's not 100% true, but it's basically true, right? If I make a mistake here doing the ink, that is the mistake. I can, that's done. Okay, we're getting pretty close. After the raccoon, I think I will finish off. I didn't get to the panda today. But I still really like the idea of a panda doing ballet. I actually, when I first thought of this, animals doing ballet, I thought I would do a hippo. But I think a panda would have been better. A better thought. Okay. I just want to make sure there's no place I want to, that everything looks clear. Because sometimes you see something and it's like, oh, you can't tell like which is above and which is below. Oh, almighty papyrus. And I just want to make sure that you can tell, or that it doesn't matter if you can't. Okay, so I think here we'll make that a little bit darker so you can really see. Same with right here. Ooh, spaghetti. We've been talking about spaghetti. That's the magic words. We'll have to go out tomorrow just to get spaghetti, I fear. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to do a little bit darker on the foot and the leg, and then a little bit darker on the claws. Just to, like I said, I didn't say this. If something is darker, it brings it forward. If an outline is darker, it brings it forward. So if you want, for me, if I want something to be sitting in front of other things, it's best to make it darker, give it a darker outline. And so I'm just doing that in the few places where I think it needs to be done. I think it sort of hints at a shadow. I think that's pretty good. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like pandas. I also like pandas. I'm saying pandas. I mean raccoons. I don't know what. I really do need to go eat a brownie. Okay, I'm not quite done yet. Yes, trash pandas, exactly. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of pink inside the ears, very little. And around the nose, very little. I'm going to come back in with peach, kind of blend it into the brown. And then I'm going to hit this with some more black. Okay. So I could come in and do some, I was talking about shadows. Sometimes what I do is I'll come in with the black and I will just kind of touch the places that deserve a shadow. Like this leg gets a little shadow. This right side of the dress, because it's like flowing around, or the skirt, it gets a little shadow. This same gets a little shadow. This, because it's underneath that gets a little shadow. Same with at the neck. Same with at the, I don't know what this is called. The rib cage line. Okay. Same here, because this is all above the other one. And here. All right. Oh, and the tail. All right. Thank you so much. It was really fun to do this Bollywood panda. We did Bollywood panda, trash panda. Geez, I keep saying panda. We did little mouse. We did a jumping lizard leaping, a leaping lizard jumping, tutu. But I think my favorite, once we got warmed up, is definitely this raccoon. Yeah. The mouse, I did like the mouse. This was our start. She was great. But this was the win for today. I am scheduled to stream tomorrow, so I will see you tomorrow if you show up. And I'll let you know how that brownie was. And we'll draw another panda. I drew panda at last stream, but we'll draw another panda tomorrow. We'll do maybe a ballet panda. I think that could be nice, like leaping. I'm making it with my arms. You can't see. Yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. Subscribe if you want to. It'd be great for me. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, gals, non-binary pals. We'll see you tomorrow. Penguin doing rhythmic gymnastics. That's why he's doing gymnastics, and he's also like, "Hey." Oh, that's great, Ranch. Bye.